Hello and welcome back. I'm Alex Hirsch.
And I'm Harrison Lee.
And this is the 2016 edition of Flyer News Movie Reviews.
Today we're going to be reviewing The Forest.
Yep, it's January, so we all know what that means. Great horror movies coming out every week. Hooray. So the movie was directed by Jason Zeta, and it stars basically just Natalie Dormer. There are a couple other actors, but none of them really do all that much. And also, Natalie Dormer, she plays a twin, so that means two roles instead of just one. Anyways, what the movie is about is essentially that Natalie Dormer's character is trying to track down her twin sister, who is somewhere in Japan. She's currently lost, and she went into this kind of forest that's very, very eerie. So she hops on a plane straight to Japan and goes to find her sister and bring her back. Meanwhile, encountering some strange characters and a lot of weird things going on in this woodland wasteland.
Personally, I actually like the storyline. I mean, all storylines from horror movies, they're usually always good. I would have to say that for the storyline, yes, but with all the jump scares in between, that kind of ruined the effect.
But was it really all that scary? That was my problem.
It wasn't.
Jump scares are very different from real scares. I mean, with a jump scare, it's just a constant boom and it's on the screen and then it's gone. And half the time, it's not even the actual monster.
There were way too many jump scares, which doesn't really make a good horror movie.
Yeah, it's a really common trait for horror movies to actually have a lot of jump scares, and unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be going away. Another problem with this movie is that it doesn't start till like halfway through the runtime. You're not even in the forest until like 30 to 40 minutes in. I mean, the movie really needed to pick up pace in the first act, because the first act was just going through Japan and stuff really drags.
And there were a lot of different shots and scenes that were quite unnecessary.
But yeah, overall, the movie it needed to pick up pace. It just felt too slow. And that's really my biggest gripe with the movie.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, there were some pretty boring parts. Obviously, they weren't scary. It didn't make much sense sometimes as well.
And the ending was overall just really underwhelming. But overall, it had a good premise, and it didn't execute it terribly, which is probably the same thing. I'm gonna have to give this movie a weak 2.2 out of 5 flyers. This movie, not necessarily worth seeing in the theater. It's just not all that scary.
For me, I'm gonna have to give it a 2 3/4 out of 5 flyers.
As for angry heads, I'm gonna have to give this movie 3 angry heads. Too many jump scares, not that scary, overall fairly weak execution of a pretty good premise.
I'm gonna have to give this 3 angry heads, all based on just the jump scares. Because personally, I don't enjoy jump scares.
That was our review for the movie The Forest and our first review of 2016. Off to a great start. I'm Alex Hirsch.
And I'm Harrison Lee.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.